Good morning everybody, good morning, welcome to Sunday. It's a wet, miserable Dundee, except it's not raining yet. Here's somewhere I've never been before. Jack's away filming the story about Piccadilly Lane, so check his channel out for that. I'm actually standing beside the cat adoption centre. Now, didn't know there was such a thing as a cat adoption centre, and here it is, folks. Folks, if you want to adopt a cat, this is the place to come, the Dundee Cat Adoption
Bro, I thought you'd be
Centre.
suffering from asthma, I've been wheezing. With his asthma.
Not yet, every morning will.
Reception.
Right folks, I've been in, we couldn't actually film in there officially. Went in for a look around, there's like maybe a dozen cats in there.
Yeah, it was,
I know, but the guy came across and told us not to film, so we didn't really film. So I'll not put the footage on. I may put a wee 2-second snippet on, but we're told not meant to film in there because of the data protection rights for cats or something. So, right folks, we've relocated now from the Cat Protection Adoption Centre to the old part of Dundee where a lot of the mills used to be. And we're going to look at a mill just across the way, that on the very top of the mill. It's got an old lookout tower from World War II. Nobody seems to know what it is, but it could be a lookout tower or maybe something to do with a fire. People looking out for fires in the area. So yeah, so we're going to look at it, and it's just over here.
To watch for the bombs falling, bro.
Oh, look, watch for the bombs falling. That's what it was, a bomb lookout point.
I think that's what it was.
Right, hello folks, we're doing a wee graveyard tour of the, is this the Western Cemetery?
Well, I think it's west.
I think it's Western or Eastern, one of the two. Well, there's 3 famous graves that we know of. There's Preston Watson, who was allegedly the first aviator before the Wright brothers. The guy who invented electricity, I think, is here.
Yes.
And D.C. Thompson, famous Dundee legend, is here too. So, we've got 3 graves to find.
Well, the guy who didn't invent electricity was he had something to do with running electricity underwater or something. I seem
All right,
to remember.
yes,
Anyway,
he's got a connection.
Connection.
Connection. Get the joke?
Yes,
connection
very
to.
good.
So there's the grave to Preston Watson, a famous aviator. Now look him up on Google, folks. There's a whole story, there's a whole book about him actually. And he's buried here in Dundee. Yes, he is. He's the other one, folks, the Electric Man. And his name was James Bowman Lindsay.
James Bowman Lindsay, yes. No. The electric light. Okay, folks, we're here at the grave of David Cooper Thompson, probably better known as DC Thompson. I bet a lot of people don't know what DC stands for. If you stopped them in the street and said, what does DC Thompson stand for? They wouldn't know. Anyway, here he is now. The DC Thompson empire stretches for miles into Comic Land. They've got the Beano, the Dundee, they do the War Commando libraries, they do the Evening Telegraph, the papers. It stretches forever, man. Dundee newspaper proprietor, here is David Cooper Thompson. Thank you.
There's Bruce's choice.
Oh yes, very good.
Right, quick review.
I want an ice cream.
Of the Tartan Cafe.
I want an ice cream.
Tartan Coffee House here on Perth Road, folks. Nice seat in the window.
Yes.
Nice ambience, magazines to read, full of tartan flannels and things.
Flannels? What are you on about? The pictures on the wall.
Nice jam. Cappuccino was okay. The scone was actually quite nice. It looked disappointing to start with because it was quite soft, but it was actually really nice. Plenty of butter, plenty of jam. So it gets a 7.5 out of 10 on the sconometer. I thank you.
I just want to say my soup was actually delicious. I went to the window where they were serving the food and spoke to the chef and said, thank you very much, your soup was wonderful. And he was like, oh, thank you very much. So, but then they lost points at the end because I had to stand waiting for an ice cream for 4 minutes and never got served. So I'm most annoyed about that. But never mind. All in all, the whole thing was quite enjoyable. Thank you.
Quite finished your 17-second rant.
Yes, that's it.
Okay. Well, we can't let the day go past, folks, without seeing a penguin. So there's one here that we've not seen yet, and it's in the tropical gardens here in Dundee, obviously. So this penguin is sponsored by Penguin Books, folks. It's quite hollow, this one. Hello, Penguin Books, Penguin. Right, we're now here in Robertson's Community Garden, and there's a graffiti wall right in front of me, and what we're looking for here is a graffiti of one of the Chuckle Brothers who died recently. Oh, I can see him. I can see the Chuckle Brother. It's right in front of me. Let's turn around so you can see this. He's not excellent. He's just here. Right, so here's Barry Chuckle, folks, and he goes, from me to you, from me to you, from me to you. That's the famous catchphrase. Bro with Jag. So Jag refused to do it. Jag refused to take part in my video.
Don't pass that nonsense. I'm interested.
See what it's really like, folks, in real life.
Yes.
When cameras are off.
Bullies. Bullies. Don't you dare make me say that again.
It's quite a big graffiti, isn't it? Somebody with flaky scalp and everything.
Got my protection on, though.
Oh, you're okay,
yes,
you've got protection.
Fine, thank you.
Right, so Jag was away filming there about the history of Brown Constable Street. I'm going to tell you about another famous patron who actually was born here in the same street, and her name was Jenny Lee Allen. Now, she was a famous marathon runner from Dundee. Now, she was about 140 and she was running the London Marathon. She had an MBE, OBE, one of the BEs. OBE. And yeah, and she was born here in Brown Constable Street, so I put a wee picture of her here so you can remember her. And she used to be on Blue Peter all the time.
She's actually in the Guinness Book of Records, bro, for running the London Marathon as the oldest lady at the age of 90 to do it.
90, she was 90 when she won, when she, not won, but she ran.
She didn't win.
The London Marathon. She was born here in Dundee in Brown Constable Street. From me to you, 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 from me to you,